But I'll tell you what guys, it's really fun to be looking at a pair of shorts. I never thought I'd be doing this. Hi guys, welcome back to Phil's Corner. And for the very first time with Phil's Corner, welcome to an episode that's not just about shirts but also about shorts. Yes, of course, as you've seen in the intro and title and thumbnail, this video is about shorts. So a bit of a different direction than we've been used to in the past. But I'm really excited to get into this. We're going to look in detail at the new PSG shorts, the Jordan PSG shorts. And Kitbag, my friends at Kitbag have sent some player issue Jordan shorts. We're going to get a look at those and talk about them, review them, and I'm going to answer the question, is it actually time to start a shorts collection alongside your shirt? So we're going to get into that. It should be a lot of fun. And of course we've got all the usual good stuff. We're going to answer some comments. I'm going to announce another giveaway and announce the winner of the last giveaway. But before we go any further, thank you to Foot Fanatics for sponsoring this video. And guys, I'm wearing something that you can get at Foot Fanatics. This fantastic Boca Juniors icon shirt, which I really love. I'm sure many of you have seen it. I love the brighter shade of colours. Of course, the very simple design and reminiscent of a lot of earlier Boca Juniors stuff. The fuzzy 3 stripes on the sleeves is great. I really like this top in long sleeves, of course, as well. And you can get this from Foot Fanatics. They don't just do Brazilian club shirts. They've got Argentinian stuff as well. Stuff from all over the world. And their prices are great, guys. One thing actually as well, my discount code has been updated. It's no longer Phil's10, but Phil's Corner. So you can use the code Phil's Corner. And I believe it's 8%. So not quite 10% like it was before, but still 8% off if there isn't another code running. So Foot Fanatics, guys, you should know the drill by now. They are a really good site. Lots of stuff you can't get from anywhere else, and player printing and things like that. It's a really, really good place to go if you're a collector. Thank you to them, as always, for sponsoring this video. I also want to say a huge thank you to my supporters on Patreon, and the names at the bottom of the screen. There's such a great group there. I really enjoy chatting with them week to week. And if you're interested in supporting me more and unlocking some exclusive content, and even get a hold of this fantastic shirt next to me as part of your support, do check out the page. There's a link in the description. And it would mean so much if any of you guys did feel like you wanted to support me further. So thank you to the guys who already support me. And why not check it out? Why not check out my Patreon and see if it's something you might be interested in. But now let's get on to some giveaways. And first I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway from the last episode. That was the fantastic Icarus shirt. And the winner of the Icarus shirt is Team Hall of Fame. So Team Hall of Fame, you've won the Icarus shirt. Please get in contact with me. The best way is probably through Twitter, through my DMs on Twitter. Send me a DM there with your details and I can get that shirt sent over to you. Congratulations to you. Because the giveaways have been going so well, we're going to do another one. So I've actually got a shirt next week which you can win just by leaving a comment on this video. And the shirt in question is this fantastic 1874 Northwich shirt. Now many of you will know 1874 Northwich. One of those teams in non-league who really major on unique shirt designs, and they made quite a storm a couple of years ago and they're continuing to create great shirts. And guys, you can add this to your collection just by commenting on this video. Leave a comment, maybe tell me what you think of the shorts that are coming up later in the video, and you can win this shirt by the time the next episode goes live. Now one thing which I forgot to mention a couple of episodes ago was that I've started adding chapter markers into my videos. So if you're someone who just wants to come here and go straight to the shirt in question or the shorts in question as in today, use those markers at the bottom of the video to skip ahead. And if you are here just for the shorts, you might want to skip ahead now. But for those who want to stick around a little bit longer, we've got some comments. I like to do this at the start of every episode. Answer some of your comments from the previous video. Just talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the shirt world or any questions you have. Alejandro says, "Hey Phil, love the videos," and thank you to you, Alejandro. It means a lot to hear that. And he goes on to say, "What are your thoughts on Mexican club soccer shirts that are not Club America?" So Alejandro, it's a good question, and indeed Club America do get a lot of love, and I've certainly blown the Club America trumpet more than a few times. But there's so much more, as you highlighted, with Mexican shirts. And I've been particularly impressed with Charlie, and the brand Charlie have been doing some great stuff. They've gradually built up a growing portfolio of teams in Central America. And now their footprint in the Mexican League particularly is very, very strong. Last season, the Day of the Dead collection caught the eye of many people, including myself. And in general, Charlie actually have been making a real way. They've been really standing out to me and to other collectors. So, you know, it's definitely on my radar more. I'd like to look at Mexican club shirts more. I've got one or two. I've got a really fun one from Club Tijuana, the Star Wars collaboration shirt, which I was able to get hold of. And actually, on a similar note, Luke DeVries says, love your content, mate. And again, thank you, Luke. And he says, maybe in future you could do a video on Dutch football shirts, especially the Feyenoord ones. Because he says, I'm seeing too many Ajax shirts in the community, unfortunately. Greetings from Rotterdam. So firstly, thank you, Luke, for your comment. And very similar to Alejandro, isn't it? It's quite funny, the parallels there. And I think, just to talk on it again without wanting to sound too much like I'm repeating myself, but indeed, Ajax do get a lot of love, and certainly their away shirts have been quite talked about. Despite often being template designs, they've often had bespoke colourways, and those have really elevated a lot of their shirts. So Ajax do get a lot of love. But yeah, we shouldn't forget about Feyenoord and PSV, and of course the teams outside of the big three as well. So just reading those comments, I think it would be quite fun actually to go through and maybe go around the globe and pick out some clubs that are really good for shirts that maybe some people haven't heard of. Something like that could be quite fun. Certainly your comments, Alejandro and Luke, are giving me some ideas, but thank you. Anthony says, fantastic video once again. Thank you, Anthony. And he talks about the Euros, saying, what do you think have been the best international kits used in major tournaments? And Anthony, I'm actually going to refer you to a previous video I did on World Cup shirts. I had a lot of fun doing that. And we talked about a range of shirts at World Cups. Maybe I'll have to do a Euros edition. I've also actually incidentally done a video on this year's Euros kits. I did it last year and there was a few that hadn't been released at the time. And I was basing my rankings on leaks, but pretty much most of that is still up to date. So you can check out that video on the Euros kits and my video on World Cup kits. Mike Dudio says, you've got to give big props to the Bundesliga for allowing them to go with this, and I believe he was talking about the numbers on the back of the Dortmund kit, the special edition kit which we unboxed in the last episode. And he mentions, especially when some leagues are very strict on keeping number sets in the chosen default font. And Mike, it's a very good point. Something which has come up a lot, and we talked about it a bit in some previous videos, about the pros and cons of a league-wide typeface. And broadly speaking, I quite like it. When a league like the Bundesliga allows for club-specific fonts, I think it adds so much variety. And it's one of the things which I often love about European competitions, when teams in the Premier League or La Liga who would usually have a league-wide font get to use their club-specific ones, and you get some really fun examples. It's just another area on the kit where a club can inject a bit of personality and a unique identity. So yeah, I think it's really fun when you do have those. And it's one of the reasons leagues like the Bundesliga are just a bit more interesting from a kit perspective sometimes. We're going to finish the comment section with a comment from Giancarlo, who says, I've found myself a Nike Portugal shirt, a Vapornet shirt even, for $30 here in the States. And he says he could have sold it for a profit, but because it's an original, and he's never had one before with such high quality, he's keeping it. And thank you also, Giancarlo, for your kind words at the end there as well. Great decision. I actually really am a fan of player issue shirts, and the more I've talked about it in this past year particularly, the more I'm a firm believer that as a collector, if you're able to get hold of one, particularly in a sale, it's well worth a look. And $30 is a particularly good price, Giancarlo. And guys, there's still some player issue shirts available for a cheap price. And a couple of videos ago, I talked about shopping in the end of season sale. So check out that video for a bit more of a look at what shirts to buy, where you can buy some good shirts and player issue shirts at a good price. Thank you for your comment, Giancarlo, and everyone who left a comment on the last episode. Don't forget to leave a comment on this episode, and I'll answer a bunch in the next video. But guys, I promised to talk about shorts, and we're going to get onto that now. Just before I get the shorts and we talk through them and I give it a bit of a review, just going to talk briefly about the PSG-Jordan relationship. And it's something which I've been talking a lot about in the past couple of weeks. I actually wrote a long-form article on this subject, and I really enjoyed writing it. I was looking back at the history of the relationship, and you can check out the article. I'll link in the description to that. But I will just summarise some of the ideas and things I was talking about in that piece. When Jordan and PSG first announced their partnership, there was a lot of intrigue in the football world. We'd seen collaborations before, of course, in the football shop world, but this felt different. This felt like new ground being broken. And indeed, Jordan themselves signalled their intent quite early on, releasing not just a couple of alternate shirts or third shirts, but a range of lifestyle items. And there was a clear long-term vision, even in those first kits and those first items. The fact that the Jordan logo was replacing the Nike swoosh on those kits gave a hint of what was to come, certainly. And what was particularly intriguing, even about those early kits, was the way that the Jordan brand was kind of being merged with PSG. And there were elements of the Jordan brand and the look of the shirts with, of course, PSG. It was an interesting fusion of the two. The Jordan stuff was already quite interesting, and gradually over each season we saw more and more development. So the year after we saw an away kit, and indeed a second range of kits mid-season. So 2 collections in one season, and most notably the away kit. So not just the third kits, but the away kit, and the colour of that away kit, which was very Jordan. It was that kind of bright red shade, which is very evocative of previous Jordan trainings and things like that. And then last year, again, a third and fourth kit. And when you look back, it's really funny to see the kind of growing influence of Jordan in PSG. And now, this year, in 2021, Jordan have got their brand front and centre on the PSG home shirt. And it's actually staggering to look at that PSG home shirt, the new PSG home shirt, and see some of the details on show. And essentially, guys, it is a Jordan kit first and a PSG kit second. Now, whether that's a good or bad thing, I'll leave that to you to decide. But certainly, it's an incredible feat of marketing that Jordan, in just a few years, have worked their way to the top of the pyramid, got their brand front and centre on one of the biggest clubs in Europe. And it is staggering, guys. It is amazing to see that. And yeah, there's a subliminal hectare, the central stripe in the middle, but essentially it is basically a Jordan kit, and it's quite jarring to see, as I say, if you're someone who's a fan of tradition, and particularly of keeping home shirts traditional. But in isolation, the kit is fascinating to see because it evokes very clearly the Chicago Bulls jerseys of the 90s and the kits or the jerseys of Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Of course, Michael Jordan himself is the inspiration behind the Jumpman logo, behind the Jordan logo. And perhaps more interesting though than the shirt is the shorts. And I've got the shorts next to me. And as soon as I show them, if you've not seen them already, you will immediately see what I'm talking about this basketball connection. These are the shorts. These are PSG's home shorts. And of course, the side of the shorts is a direct call out to the Chicago Bulls shorts of the late 80s and 90s. And I'll show you some pictures now. Anyone who watched The Last Dance on Netflix, which was a fantastic series, I really enjoyed that. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but I couldn't get enough of that series. You'll see this kind of diamond shape on the shorts of the Bulls shorts, and PSG are rolling with these shorts as their home shorts. It is one of the most interesting pairs of shorts I've ever seen. It's such a clear link to the Bulls. So again, if you're into tradition, look away now. But if you're anyone else, look at this. How crazy is this? This pair of shorts here. They're basically like a pair of basketball shorts, but they're being worn by PSG. And these are the player issue shorts. So let's talk about the shorts now, some of the features. Like any player issue shirt, one of the key features is the material, the fabric construction. This year, Nike are rolling not with Vaporknit, which is their previous technology, but Dry Fit ADV. I think that probably stands for advanced. But Dry Fit ADV. And if I hold up the shorts now, you can kind of see there's this almost kind of wave aesthetic visually, and I'll show some close-ups of the design as well, of the material. It looks really nice, it looks really good. That feeling that you get with player issue shirts is very much here on the shorts as well. And indeed, that Dry Fit ADV material runs throughout the whole of the shorts. What I really like about the diamond section here, let's move down here now, is that this is actually a separate section that is stitched on. This isn't just a print. This is actually a nice chunky kind of addition that runs right around the back and indeed through the diamonds there. And I really like that. There's a real quality to that. And I believe that's the same with the replica as well, not just in the player issue. But it is this kind of raised section here. As I say, it adds a lot of quality. If this was just a print, it would feel a little bit cheaper. And of course, given how much you're paying for these shorts, you'd want it to feel quality. The Jumpman logo there as well is a nice little patch. And if you flip it over, the PSG crest, I believe, is like the player issue shirt. Really nice pair of shorts to look at. Honestly, guys, when I saw these shorts, and I joked about it on Twitter, I said I'm going to have to start a shorts collection because I think visually these are really nice. But now I just want to talk a bit about actually buying and wearing these shorts, because I did wear these around yesterday, and in terms of comfort, they were fantastic. They really felt nice. They were nice and light. The waistband, even though it doesn't look great, I would say it's not particularly a great looking waistband on the shorts, but it felt good. It certainly fit well. And in terms of size, and they were true to size, I wore a medium and that felt fine. But the thing is about most player issue shorts, and this isn't just exclusive to PSG, is that you don't have any pockets, and that to me is a real shame, because given how much I like the look of the shorts, and given the fact that, you know, these are one of the most interesting pairs of shorts, I think these are actually quite collectible because of the meaning behind them, and the fact that this is the kind of Jordan PSG relationship really reaching a peak in terms of that collaboration. The lack of a pocket just lets the shorts down a bit. I think if these had pockets, they would go up considerably in my estimations. Don't get me wrong, I really like the shorts, they feel great, I think they look great. And certainly guys, if you're ever going to start a shorts collection, this is the pair to do it with. But I wish that we saw some pockets, even if it was just in the replica or something like that. That would have added so much. Visually fantastic, and as I say, in terms of the story behind them, really interesting. I really like the quality, they feel good, the material looks great, even though it does crease a bit easier, but once you wear them it's not so much of an issue. But yeah, the lack of a pocket, bit of a shame for me. But I'll tell you what guys, it's really fun to be looking at a pair of shorts. I never thought I'd be doing this. Shorts are making a bit of a comeback this year, not just these, but Mönchengladbach have a fantastic pair of striped black and green shorts. I'm hoping to get hold of them as well. And I just have to say thanks to Kitbag for sending these, for giving me a chance to look at it in person. And I can't wait to see these on the pitch. I can't wait to see PSG wearing these on the pitch. Yes, it will look quite bizarre. Yes, they will look more like the Chicago Bulls than they will any other team. But for someone like me who's interested in design and other sports, and just the kind of history and development of football shirt design, this is a seminal moment in shirts. These shorts, almost by themselves, tell a significant story of where the industry is moving, for better or for worse. So, really interesting. And guys, if you're interested, you can buy these, of course, at Kitbag. Are these worth the price tag? These cost as much as a replica shirt, if not more than some replica shirts. Now that is quite steep. I would say you've got the option to wait and get them in the sales, but if you're really keen, you can pick them up now. If anyone has picked up these shorts already, do let me know in the comments what you think. Were you excited? Were you disappointed by the design? If you're someone who's maybe not buying them, why haven't you bought them? Is it the price tag? Is it the fact it's PSG or Jordan? Whatever it is, I'd love to hear your opinions on these guys. But yep, there you go. These are the player issue PSG shorts. And you can get them today at Kitbag. But that'll just about do it, guys. Thank you for stopping by once again. I hope you've been enjoying the recent videos. And if you're new here, if you've got this far and you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Because honestly guys, it makes all the difference. Having a few more subscribers goes a long way to growing this channel. And I've got big plans for the channel, I've said it before. I really want to take this as far as it can go. And I want to make football shirts as big as they can be. I want to tell the story of football shirts. And make people realise that they've been missing out. If they're not collecting shirts or they're not into shirts, they've been missing out. So anyway, hit the subscribe button. Join the community, and don't forget, if you want to support me further, there's the Patreon as well. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going. There are so many new kits coming out at the moment. I've picked up one or two which I'm very excited to share. I've also picked up some vintage shirts, and there's one shirt in particular which I've not talked about yet so much, but it is easily my favourite purchase ever, and I don't say that lightly. Of all the shirts I've collected, I've just picked up one which I think is probably better than anything else, and I can't wait to share it. Probably in the next episode I'm going to do a video on that. My best ever purchase, genuinely guys. Not to start the hype train too early, but that is coming up soon. But thank you for watching, and thank you to Foot Fanatics for sponsoring this video. Do check them out. You can pick up this Boca Juniors shirt from them, and a range of other good stuff. And yeah, thank you for stopping by guys. I'll see you in the next episode.